team number 37. We are prestige worldwide. So, talking about how the future will look in 2030, it's not about a matter of being a psychic. It's about a matter of analyzing how will humanity keep up with their standards nowadays. So, there are so many things that we can change in the future, like population, technology. Of course, football has to be better, robotics and automation, economy, and we have to make some changes in entrepreneurs. So population will grow significantly, therefore there will be a great demand for food and different natural resources, but most importantly for water. All these problems combined will increase immigration, bringing economical challenges to those industrialized countries like the US, for example. The next 20 years there will be an enormous um, revolution in science. Observations will be more efficient, and the models that we will develop in the future will improve our understanding in different aspects such as climate. Um, all this combined, it will lead to a more practical way to apply all the technology that will develop for in order for us to have a better quality of life.
Hi, I'm Michael Matthews, and my personal hobby and hopefully someday professional career is football. In 2030, I see the game of football basically being the same thing still, but I can see it changing in three aspects with new technologies, possibly no refs, and new equipment. New technologies like chips in cleats and chips in footballs, to show whether or not the player stepped out of bounds or the ball crossed the plane, so it's 100%. And with these advancements, I feel like refs may become obsolete because their jobs no longer, they don't really need them anymore because we'll be 100% sure what exactly happened. With the controversy of the refs and everything this year, fans were pretty disappointed with the outcome of a couple games. So I feel like with this new technology, we may no longer have to leave it up to them. Also, new equipment. I believe it's always going to be getting better and better with concussions and the safety of players nowadays, with it being such a big importance. You can always make advancements on helmets. And also with our culture becoming a more singular society, I believe that the game's become more international, and that with everyone being able to watch games on the web and everything like that, that they'll be able to access it and everything like that.
In the year 2030, I believe that technology is going to completely overtake civilization, in the sense that you need to be able, whenever you're driving, you're going to be able to see traffic based on the location of where you are. For example, if the train's coming, you already know because of GPS tracking on your phone. Another thing you could do is whenever, let's say you want to turn up the volume, you could just use a touch of your finger, just raise it up a little bit instead of actually pressing a button. Same with the TV, video games. Whenever you're playing video games, you just simulate a hand motion as if you're shooting someone, and it basically shoots someone. It kills them in the face. So that's how it goes in the year 2030. It might even be potentially to the part where a room is completely simulated and you see everything as far as the planes, fortresses and bases, vehicles, and you could run up and you're actually using real-time physical energy, to move from point A to point B, and essentially you're going to be in the game. It's within the virtual world of the video game. So it's not going to require any more controllers. Same with TVs. You're going to be basically integrated within them, so you'll know what's going on. You'll feel it. You'll sense it. Even though the year 2030 is about 20 years from now, about 15, 14 years from now, the rate at which technology is progressing as it is now, it's extremely fast, extremely pacing, and by now, if you buy a computer, in 6 months it's already obsolete. So that's my take on what the year 2030 is going to be like, and I hope we don't get completely killed and destroyed by robots.
Industrial engineering is mainly concerned with improving processes and systems with respect to quality. Failures are and always have been inevitable in all industry operations. As technology continues to evolve, engineers are constantly challenged with the task of eliminating these failures. By the year 2030, I believe human error will largely be removed from the equation. Most, if not all, processes will be automated. However, many Americans in the workforce will be unemployed because of these advances in technology and robotics. These automations will largely replace the need for manual labor and certain tasks that in the past had to be performed by humans. In the year 2030, why would we employ these people when an investment in high-level automation and robotics can do it better, more effective, and without errors? Machines don't feel, therefore they are always productive when they are working. Humans take time off, daydream, and are most definitely not always productive. One specific example where I believe humans may be replaced by technology that I find most intriguing is in aviation. This, of course, is a controversial issue because many people are afraid of flying. However, most commercial airlines can already land themselves, so that in 20 years, by 2030, they'll be more than capable of flying themselves. Therefore, I believe drones will be a main source of safe transportation in the year 2030. This is just one example of many exciting things to come that will be possible because of robotics, automation, and singularity by the year 2030.
The current economic statistics we receive are very delayed. In most cases, data is delayed over a year, with the quickest data reporting being the monthly labor statistics. Even with data being delayed, it can be very inaccurate due to small sample sizes compared to the size of the economy. So how can we as economists accurately create economic policy with data that could be months or even years old, and also could be not representative of the actual current market? By the year 2030, the field of economics will be supported by nearly instantaneous data that will allow companies, state, local, and national governments to make new policies to correct even minor changes in economic data. This will be accomplished by merging companies' transaction data, an automatic employment data reporting system that will include all employers in the country, and increase collection of consumer purchasing habits. With this combined economic data, we'll be able to accurately create economic data or economic policy to fix current economic problems.
What will the future look like in 2030 for leaders and entrepreneurs? Well, what I think with the technology increasing, it allows for more individual leaders, so less teams and more leaders, since they'll have the opportunities to do whatever they want to do in 2030 because the technology will be so increased in so many ways. So people are going to be able to think about ideas right off the bat and think about what they want to do, and then they're just going to be inspired and they're going to do it. They're not going to look back, and they're going to have so much technology in front of them to help them with that and to answer any of their questions. So they're going to act as self-individual leaders and leave the team part behind them, is what I'm thinking that's going to happen. And my area of leadership that I'm experienced in is entrepreneurship, which I'm learning about in my major of University Studies Leadership. How to run your own business, think of creative ways of what you want to do later in life, and what kind of business you want to run. And in 2030, I think the future for entrepreneurs, the future is going to be limitless. They're going to have so many possibilities of what they want to do and to create anything that they want to. Many entrepreneurs will focus their interest in using robots to help create their end goal, I want to say. Robots are already going to be in the know and in the business and even taking many people's jobs. And so I think that entrepreneurs are going to snatch that up and use robots as a main resource and key to help them either distribute the kind of business they want to have or even use them as workers. That's my outlook on leadership and entrepreneurship.